Welcome to Full
Welcome,
Moon Chat.
welcome, welcome, everyone.
Hey. Welcome. Welcome to Full Moon Chat. Today is the full moon in Virgo, and it's February 2024. And to begin our meeting, we're just going to take a breath in and allow ourselves to be here now. Just allowing ourselves to drop into our body. And today's full moon church is all about peace. And I want you to be awake and aware in your body of all the places that resists peace. All the bits that either go, oh, I don't have time for peace. I have things to do. Or, oh, I'll do peace later because I've got to get all these things done. Or, oh no, peace is a waste of my time because I need to be able to do all these different things. Yeah. Let me just check because it seems like the live stream has broken. Do all these different things. Yeah. No, we're good. We're good. Just check because it seems like there we go. So just breathing into your body, allowing yourself to be here now as we call in the energy of this full moon. The peak of the lunar cycle, the time when people who are into 21st century astrology like to release things, and the time when witches like to cool things in. Hmm. Tell you what, I think we're having a lot of trouble. Give me a second. I'm going to swap my. If you're here, please let me know. And if not, I'll jump out and I'll get on again in a different way. No, I think we're good. Cool. Okay. So, breathing in, noticing all those places in you that resist peace, all those places in you that tell you, oh, but peace is a waste of time because I should be doing, if I'm alive, I should be doing stuff, right? I should really be thinking about things. Thanks, Camilla. Yeah. And we're just going to allow those thoughts to cross our mind and float away, just witnessing them. And today, choosing not to pay attention to them. Hi, Rachel. So, on this full moon, we are calling in peace. We're allowing ourselves to think, why do I have peace in my life? What is peace? How does that feel in our body? And the truth about peace is that we can only access it in the present moment. It's only by being here now that we can find peace. And the magic of that is that anytime we want to find peace, all we have to do is be here now. But that's easier said than done, right? So we're going to practice our peace. We're just going to take a breath in and we're going to be here now. We're going to be here now in a way that doesn't make our mind freak out. I don't know about your mind, but my mind freaks out that it's not enjoying or making the most of everything that's happening. That's how it likes to argue when I want to do meditating or when I want to be present. Okay. So we're just going to have a look around wherever we are and just really absorb all the colors and the patterns and plays of light in the room where we are. Being totally absorbed in the color of that chair across the room, in the textures, in the way that there is shadow next to the window and yet across the wall, it becomes brighter again. The intenseness of that yellow next to the kind of muted blue. And just allowing the world around us to seduce us into presence just by receiving what is there. And you're still engaging with the world around you. You can tell your mind, it's okay, we're still doing stuff and we can worry about things in just a moment. Don't worry. We haven't forgot our anxiety, it'll still be there for us. Just really being here now with the colors and the shapes that are in your room here. And that slowed down feeling, that is peace. That being pulled into the present is peace. And I want to talk about the lineage of the priestesses of Avalon and their connection with peace. I believe that one of the big gifts of Avalon is peace. It's a beautiful, mythical, spiritual island where everything you need is given to you and you are healed physically, mentally, and emotionally. And a big part of that healing is the ability to be at peace, to release all our worries and anxieties, our thoughts and fears of the future, and ruminations and regrets about the past, and be here now. And when we go out in nature, nature calls us to be here now, right? It's so much easier to be present and peaceful when you're outside, hearing the birds, watching the dappled light coming through the fig trees and crunching over old autumn leaves than it is when you're inside, surrounded by all your human stuff, all your human distractions, your books and papers and tasks that have been unfinished. Our human world is very mind focused right now. And you would think that the mind is the place we go to receive peace. Actually, the mind is the place we usually end up being to receive confusion, distraction, the whirling, churning, endless thoughts and replaying of things that aren't even important. And with the internet, even though it's miraculous and we can hang out together right now, and even though the internet has brought so many of us witchy, spiritual, priestessy people together, the internet is a tool of the mind. It is very Aquarian age. It is very much a tool of the mind that keeps worrying and helps us be more distracted. And that we spend a lot of our work on computers and working with the internet. And we have these tiny little miracle phones in our pockets where we can have any question answered. It does not bring us peace. It brings us knowledge. Things in the past that would have been so valuable, so valuable and so unusual, knowing where jasmine is grown in the wild and knowing exactly how to learn how to do anything on YouTube. Knowledge is just so everywhere. It becomes this dizzying whirlwind of mind thoughts. And to get into the presence of peace, we need to be in the present. And one thing that I have been thinking about a lot in the last few months is the effect of this whirling, swirling, absolutely crazy anxiety, fear past, future mind state of being that we're all living in this modern age where everything is so fast and changing and we know too much and we know everything bad that's happening around the world. If the collective unconsciousness, I'm not saying that it does, it's just a theory, shapes our reality, if thoughts and frequency is what creates the world around us, what world is being created if we are all in this state of whirling chaos, in this state of absolutely shattered fragmentation? If our frequency as a human race right now, through our very mind-based world and very distracted world, is so fractured, how does that affect the world? If thoughts are magic and frequency is what builds our world around us, what are we accidentally pushing our world into? And if that's how things work, I guess we can see the results all around us, right? Lots of chaos. I like to think about that one sometimes. And I also like to think, when I think of that, I remember that our own state of peace, it's not selfish. It's not just for us. When we come into a state of peace, we're putting ourselves in a frequency that transmits outwards and affects the whole world. It affects the people in our environment, and it affects our work, it affects our family, it affects everybody we meet. And on a teeny weeny little level, I think it probably affects that chaotic collective consciousness that is manifesting our reality right now. So, with all this in mind, thinking about those priestesses of Avalon whose key essence is peace, we're going to do an activation and meditation to really connect with this energy of peace so we can bring it into our everyday lives. Okay. And hopefully seed it in using this magic of the full moon, or if you're watching the replay, whatever moon you've got going on right now, to really anchor this as your future experience just a little bit easier. So, sweeties, we're going to take a breath in and we're just going to shake our body a bit. To get into peace, it means we have to get into the present, which means we need to pattern interrupt from being stuck in our mind. So, we're just going to remind ourselves we have a body, do some exercise, jumpy exercise, and then we're going to take a breath in. We're going to be here now. And in our mind's eye, we're going to imagine our consciousness dropping from our head down into our heart. Just imagining all our attention and our awareness being in our heart and seeing how that shifts things. And from our hearts, we're going to allow our attention to drop a little bit further down into our root, into our womb space, if you have a womb, into what I prefer to call our pelvic cauldron, our cauldron of creativity and connection to the earth. And as we allow that awareness to drop into our pelvis, we feel how the quality of beingness within us changes again. How we slow down. How our thoughts become slower. How the pauses in between each thought become longer. How our breathing slows. And from this place, we call in the magic of the moon to amplify our work and intention today. May we access a beautiful, profound state of peace, and may we amplify it outwards into our future, laying a silver carpet of peace for us to walk on for the rest of this lunar month. May it be so. And we are in our mind's eye, just going to imagine that we're breathing in a beautiful lavender mist. And as we're breathing in, we are closing the back of our throat just a little bit to make a kind of hissing sound. In yoga, it's called Ujjayi breath. So we can drink in the air and savor every sip as we breathe in that lavender mist. And as we breathe out, we see our breath making swirls and curls, dancing the air. The lavender mist swirling around just like the smoke from an incense stick. With every breath out, seeing your breath making the air dance in front of you. And we're calling in the peace of Avalon to be with us. The magic of the marshes of Avalon. The stillness where the water meets the sky, meets the land. And we're going to imagine ourselves there at the lakeside. Listening to the sounds of the birds. The beautiful lavender sky of dusk or dawn, kissing the clouds above you. Feeling the peace of this marshland. Watching the birds floating on the lake. Seeing the reeds blow in the breeze. Breathing in that thick presence of peace. And from this place, we invoke the peace of the land of Avalon. The peace of the priestesses, of the birds, the swans, the trees that make up the sacred land. We allow this lavender peace to flood our body now, filling our crown and rippling out from our crown into the world, filling our third eye. And that energy of peace rippling out into the world from our third eye with our out-breath. Breathing in, bringing that peace into our throat. And on the out-breath, that ripple of lavender peace blossoming out into your world. Into your heart. Seeing that peace ripple out into your future. Into your solar plexus. And seeing that lavender light ripple out into all corners of your life. Breathing into your sacral. And breathing that lavender light, that peace out from your sacral into all parts of your life. And drinking it into your root. Ah. Peace is suffused in my body and in my cells. And I know that peace is a choice. She is always here waiting for me. Always here waiting for me. present moment is always peace. And at any second, I can flick back in and access this peace. I call in the priestesses of Avalon to hold me. I call on the lavender gold light of Avalon to be in my body and to allow peace to suffuse into all my cells. It is safe for me to be peaceful. It is safe for me to leave the chaos of my thinking mind behind and experience the beauty of the present. And with our in-breaths, pulling ourselves back to this sacred marsh, the light-soaked peace of the reeds and the lavender sky. With every breath in, we're going to be drawing up the deep, peaceful energy of Avalon into our body through our roots, sipping it up like a straw in a cup, breathing it in and just drinking up as much of the peace of Avalon as you need right now. Taking one last big sip. And placing your hands on your heart. And you're going to repeat this prayer after me. Avalon is always here for me. Ready to nourish me with her peace. Every moment I can experience this peace if I choose to. It is my choice. I am mistress of my energy field. And only what I choose abides here. I may choose peace whenever I want. And I may not choose peace when I don't want to. Ever connected, ever loved. I am peace. I'm going to take one last breath in, and we're going to take our finger and we're just going to draw a cross, an equal armed cross on our chest. And we're going to click our fingers to seal this work in. And we're just going to imagine that big moon in the sky, shining down all her blessings on this work to bring peace into our bodies in this crazy, chaotic time. And reminding ourselves that choosing peace doesn't mean we don't care about other things. We can be peaceful and we can care about the world at the same time. We can be peaceful and get things done at the same time. We can be peaceful and choose to do anything that we would normally do. It's just a different flavor. Thank you, full moon, for being with us and empowering our peace work today. May we remember that we always have this as a choice. May we remember that anytime we need to, we can just put that sippy straw back into the land of Avalon, which is accessed through all our land, all around the world, and just drink up that delicious, peaceful energy. When you're in your peace, you are in your power. You're able to make decisions from the place of your true heart. And you're able to influence the world around you for the yummiest outcomes. Thank you all so much for joining me for Moon Church. I'm sending you all so much love. Go forth and be outrageously peaceful. Bye, lovelies.